trying to stop Elizabeth Kitley. And the Hokies trying to stop Kirsten Bell. Two true stars in college basketball going head-to-head. And here we are for the opening tip. We are underway as it is batted toward the Hokies bench. And the Hokies will have the basketball as we get started. Great to have you with us. NCAA tournament round 1 in the Spokane region. Here's Baines up high beyond that three-point line. They're a very tough defensive team, Virginia Tech as well. They hold opponents just 58 a game.
Well, you see Florida Gulf Coast here starting at a man-to-man. And they're sagging up the line. You can see they're playing off of some players, but they are tight on others. Great game planning.
Shot clock down to 6 as Kitley swings in, and she will draw the whistle. Kitley at 6'6" and an awful lot to handle. Virginia Tech, here's the Capital One starting lineups for the Hokies. By the way, 0-3 all-time against Florida Gulf Coast. They haven't met since 2012. Asia Shepherd, a second-team All-ACC, averaging 13 a game. Amore at 11 points a game. Traylor at 11. All in double figures for Virginia Tech.
Well, they just really create such a great dynamic around Kitley because they have the three-point shooters. They can penetrate and kick, but at 6'6", Dave, she is just tough to stop. 10 boards a game as well as her offensive prowess with 17 a game.
Bell with a touch up high for Morehouse. She averages 15 a game and also about 4.5 assists for the Eagles. Long one on the way, and the first triple will not fall by List. They also defend the three-pointer particularly well. They hold opponents about 28% outside the line.
And that's what they need to do today. It's going to be a battle of who can defend the three-point line the best because both teams, are going to let it fly from there.
Kitley a little follow-in. Now it's going to be interesting to watch as we give you the Florida Gulf Coast starting lineup. Led by Bell, of course. Spray, one of the great shooters in America. Swished in here by List. The senior out of Colorado Springs. And get ready for a whole lot of that today.
Absolutely. The lefty let it fly. And that's what Florida Gulf Coast wants to do. They want to kill you from their attempts from the outside. But Kenny Brooks said they want to lull you to sleep by taking all those threes. They're one of the best two-point field goal percentage teams in the country.
Yeah, a lot of layups.
Just under 44% for them.
Indeed. Bell will pull up and bounce outside for Spray, who's made 460 three-point shots in a great career. Bell rolling inside. They run the play for her, and she gets the first two-pointer of her day.
And that's what we're talking about. That's what Kenny Brooks was saying. We don't want to fall asleep thinking, okay, we just have to deal with their three-point shooting prowess. They can get loose and score at the rim as well. That mid-range, not so much.
Shepherd with scoop shot, very tough angle, couldn't get it to go, but a rebound comes right back to her. She dishes inside for Kitley and 2.
It's probably the easiest bucket Kitley's going to get all afternoon. Got to break plays to make plays,
Morehouse.
though.
Oh, what a pretty play, and flipped it up over her head. Talk about a difficult angle. And right away, you're seeing the game of the Eagles inside and outside and how they can be such an offensive force.
Well, Virginia Tech, they said they cannot allow for Morehouse to get downhill like that because she is so crafty and creative with her offensive decisions. But so is Kirsten Bell. She is tremendous. Here comes the screen and roll, two-man game action, and she's right at the rim. Kitley not there on that weak side to contest it. And then there's Morehouse getting downhill. The whirling dervish gets that really crafty reversal to go.
Incidentally, number 2 on Kirsten Bell. Upset about that. She goes to the bench. The star for Florida Gulf Coast quickly has to go to the bench, and this is a major development in this game.
And that is just unfortunate because everything goes through her. She did miss those 9 games with the partially torn meniscus in her knee. But they need her on the court. Whether or not she gets a touch is irrelevant to some extent because with her presence on the floor, the defense morphs in different ways.
This thought about the triple. Is it off for C, who can hit it out there? Here's Phils with a misfire. And the Hokies have it. And back to the point, as we were chatting a moment ago about Kitley and that shoulder injury. I thought when she hit the floor going after a loose ball, her thought was, I have separated my shoulder. My season's over. You wonder if that's going to affect her at all today. And a nice move off the glass here by Amor to drop in 2.
Well, Kitley, you know, it's hard to turn the motor off. When you see the basketball on the floor, you want to go and get it. And someone fell right on top of her in that North Carolina game in the ACC tournament. And she did not play against NC State in the semifinals of that tournament. Her only game to miss on the collegiate level.
Kenny Brooks said it was really the first time we ever argued about anything. Baines flips it up and in for 2. Zona Baines, a 6'1" junior out of Blackwood, New Jersey, and she has 4. Three-pointer, that's going to rattle in. Florida Gulf Coast will make a living on those. This one by C, the LSU transfer.
See, a 37% shooter from out there. I mean, all players for Florida Gulf Coast have the ability to knock in shots.
C involved in the contact there, and a whistle with 5:50 to go here in the first, and tied up 10-10.
What Florida Gulf Coast loves to do, they love to penetrate and kick out for those threes. So you're going to guard heavy up the line. You're going to pack that paint because you don't want someone to get loose, but you've got to be really quick in your show and go defensive coverage against this team, or they will make you pay.
Well, Bell is back in. Kirsten Bell back on the floor here for the Eagles of Florida Gulf Coast, as Morehouse lifts and cannot hit, and a rebound torn down by Gregg. Virginia Tech 23-9. And a quick strike on the other end. The Hokies can do that.
Well, when you don't stop the ball in transition, which is something Carl Semesco said they needed to do, that's going to happen. You've got to get back, not just be back, but be ready to play some defense back there.
All the way through and laid in by Traylor, the Purdue transfer, the senior, who has scored over 1,000 points in her career. You can see why. Very quick end to end.
The trainer's just so tough-minded. She's such a staunch competitor when it comes to her defensive abilities, number one, but she is tough offensively as well.
Bell rolling inside, one of the country's best players. And an honorable mention All-American, 26 career double-doubles in a tremendous career.
And she just said that she wanted to go into the WNBA draft, and the trust that Carl Semesco has in putting her back in with those 2 fouls, that's good to see as well.
It'll go the other way after the tie-up.
Well, this game, we knew it was going to be an offensive show of wares. Kirsten Bell right there, and Traylor not trailing on that one, got that one to go in transition. 20,
that is third among active coaches behind Gino Oriema and Kim Mulkey. And there he is on the list all time, 827.
How amazing is that? What a run. We shared time here as assistant coaches at Maryland, shared an office. And he left to go to Florida Gulf Coast, a great opportunity, and now 609 wins later, just a tremendous career.
How was he as an office mate? Was he a messy guy? Did he leave coffee everywhere? I mean, what was he like?
That was me. No, he was very good. No, he was tremendous as a colleague. He was a great teammate. And just the same. He is just always even keeled. You never see him too high, too low. He's always going to bring you his best effort. And it's all about team. And we saw that in their practice yesterday. Inside
for Kitley. Florida Gulf Coast, by the way, 2 for 8 from three-point land. Virginia Tech has surged into the lead 16-12. They're not going to stop shooting those. Cox with a miss. She's only making 20%. That's a really good shooter. Last year, 37%. Something's gone wrong this year.
Right, and, you know, they have really done a good job with giving confidence to players like that who have struggled this season with their shooting. And Carl Semesco sat her down and showed her highlights of her shooting the ball really well. Said you're going to have slumps, but you got to fight through those.
Yeah, got to remember what it was like, and that one's going to rattle in by Phils. 5'9" grad out of Charlotte. So they are now 3 for 9 beyond the three-point stripe.
Keep an eye on Kirsten Bell with those 2 fouls early in this game. She has to be tremendously disciplined defensively, and they know she has those 2, and they're taking it right at her.
Greg went right at her, indeed. Could not get that bucket. But it's a roll of the dice. There's no question about that. Another triple coming and off the back iron. And a rebound hauled in by Lytle. I mean, you have your superstar on the floor playing with two and just hoping against hope.
Well, you have to roll the dice sometimes and just trust the discipline of your players. And that is not an easy task for coaches to do. But give Carl Semesco some kudos on that.
Trailer on the baseline, can't get that one to go. Well, Carl told us yesterday he's really recruited, high basketball IQ kind of players, and Bell certainly fits right in with that. He says he looks for those kids who aren't going to pick up the third foul. And coming up next on ESPNU, more from the first round here in College Park. Number 13, Delaware, taking on number 4, Maryland, the host team. The Terps, very close to Christie's heart, of course. She was a great star here on this very campus.
It's not a Friday, but it's a flashback every time I come back to campus. But just how exciting it is to see the fans, Dave, back in the building.
Yes.
And that's just so exciting.
And they're going to have a nice crowd as well. They always do. Kitley to the paint. Draws 2-3 most of the time. Got the shot up, and it went anyway.
Not much you can do with Elizabeth Kitley when she's right in front of the rim in that restricted area at 6'6", shooting 58% from the floor. You've got to just take touches away from her.
And 12 of their 18 have come in the paint for the Hokies. Minute 40 here in the first. Outside it's Spray, who will kick it. C lets fly and knocks down a three-pointer.
That's her second of the afternoon, and you saw the penetration to the kick. That is their MO. That's what they want to do, to create space to let those three balls fly.
Kitley, the All-America, looking like it. She had 34 against Florida State. She had an 18 rebound game against Wake Forest. Had a 6 block game against Virginia. Talk about well-rounded.
Legit. That's why she's the ACC Player of the Year. And Kenny Brooks said, hey, she had this drill that she was supposed to make 60 shots. She made 59 of them and was distraught when she missed that last one, like she had missed them all.
Well, List draining a 3. Florida Gulf Coast continues to knock them down all of a sudden after a bit of a chilly start. And isn't that the danger if you're the Hokies as they start to get rolling? They're now 5 out of 14. But we're almost at the end of the first quarter. They've already attempted 14 threes as Kitley can't hit it.
Which is why they've attempted almost 1,100 threes this season. I mean, that is part of their analytics. And Carl Semesco said, hey, the game has caught up with what we've been doing for years.
Certainly feels that way. Shot clock at 12. List directing traffic. Back off for C. Shot clock down to 5. She dribbles out beyond the three-point line. Shot clock down to 1 and hits it. Just as they draw it up. On top 24-20, and the heave at the horn at the end of the first quarter. So they caught fire. Florida Gulf Coast hitting their last 3 triples. So how about on a pace to get off 60 3-point shots in an NCAA tournament game? Just remarkable. They have such confidence in it.
Absolutely. And that's what it is. I mean, we listened to the players at the press conference yesterday, and they were saying, we are bought in. We are locked into the game plan and what we need to do.
So quickly on the attack, Shepard, the Hokies' all-time leading scorer, almost 1,900 career points. They really need her today in a big way. Along with Kitley, of course. That was their first triple. Here comes one from List and a misfire.
Well, I love Shepard's game. Her stroke is so pure. Just her mechanics with her shot is so much fun to watch her get to her spots and let that 3 fly. 1,800 points for her in her career.
Kitley grabbing the miss. Still draws so much attention every time she touches it. But she drops in another one. She's got a dozen. So 25-24 the Hokies. Morehouse with a kick. Just getting underway, second quarter here at Maryland at College Park and a beautiful campus here. List up against the 6'6" Kitley.
Make you think about it. She's not going to block that shot, but boy, you're not going to put it right in her way.
Yeah, she forgot about the shot clock there and kicked it as the shot clock expired. So a violation there by the Eagles.
A great defense by Virginia Tech. And they shored up that painted area. They did a good job defending the penetration and kick out action. They were there on the catch, not after it's caught and halfway up into the shot.
Love the idea of these first couple of rounds being on campus like this. I think it's the best.
It's beautiful. And I know the fans appreciate it as well.
Taken away by Florida Gulf Coast. They have 7 assists on 9 baskets to this point. And Kitley grabbing another misfire. Lining up a long one, King. A very good shooter out there, 40%, but not this time. Virginia Tech, the 5 seed. Florida Gulf Coast, the number 12 seed. And with 3-pointers like that, they wonder why. And with all the wins, 29 wins, they wonder why they're a number 12.
And Kenny Brooks was wondering the same thing. He said, that is not a 12-seeded team. They are solid. They make you pay. And the style of their game is very unicorn-esque, is what he described it as.
Baines lunging, can't get to it, thrown away by the Hokies. Now, Florida Gulf Coast 6 points away from being 31-0 right now. Think about that. They have lost exactly 1 game since the 1st of December, and that was by 3 points to Stetson. So they were that close to being perfect right now.
It's insane. And they have some great wins under their belt against LSU, against Michigan State in overtime. This is a solid squad. There's a double stagger on that weak side trying to free up yet another 3.
Morehouse swooping inside but can't finish it.
Well, I got baited into the 3 game too, and they went for a deuce.
Amor runs right into Greg, her teammate. Traylor will set it up now. Here in the second quarter, she'll pull up and pop and can't knock it down. Morehouse looking to penetrate again off the window, but no.
She's so quick. Dave, her crossover, and I know Carl Semesco said yesterday we're not going to do a lot of silly stuff, a lot of crossovers and one mixtape stuff.
It was funny yesterday. He was talking about that. He said, let's get serious for a minute. Enough of that, at least for a little while.
Right, but that one was pretty nice.
It's going to be on the baseline, and they will turn it over back to the Eagles. So a couple of turnovers here for Kenny Brooks' team. That's 5 in the game. Kenny had a long, outstanding run at James Madison, which included 7 consecutive seasons of at least 25 wins and 6 trips to the NCAA tournament.
Just an amazing run there, and just back-to-back-to-back titles in the CAA.
Morehouse, yes, will knock that one down. After that quick first step, she has 4 points.
And he's the father of 3 daughters as well, so he's a girl dad, has both of his older daughters in tow, helping out with the team.
I've got 2. He's a very lucky man.
Absolutely.
Baines will gather it, and they will set it up here with 10 to shoot. Florida Gulf Coast up by 4. Amor will lift. Yes, knocking down a 3.
Well, you saw Florida Gulf Coast switch on that, but then recover, but it was too late. That shot was already in motion. The defense, I thought, was good. Just a better shot.
She takes a lot of them, too. 354 shots, 240 from three-point land. So the Eagles on the attack, of course, out of Fort Myers, Florida. There is the quick guard, Morehouse again. Kind of taken over here the last several possessions.
Well, she's got some roller skates or something on, because she is just getting by with her explosiveness on that first step. And that's where she wins at the rim.
She can be very explosive. She had a 33-point game against Eastern Kentucky, so she can take it over. Ray handing off for Shepard. It's been a little quiet here so far. That's a good way to get noisy. Drilling a 3.
Oh, that was loud. Coming into this game, 399 threes, which led the ACC this season. So just a staunch weapon from the outside for the Hokies.
And she passed Louisville's Asia Durr to become the ACC's all-time three-point leader. Morehouse again. Pretty good battle there up against Amor. Shot clock down to 5. Tough drive, difficult angle by Hackley. Well defended by the Hokies. Traylor outside the three-point line. She'll drive it now down the lane. That's a nice move with that left hand.
Very smooth. And you could see that she was surveying, and she was looking to give the ball up, but the best option was to keep it.
Morehouse left it a little short. Hokies there to recover. Now Kitley has been out of the game for a little while. And a 33-31 lead for Virginia Tech. Downtown Shepherd off the iron.
Well, this game is what it's supposed to do right here offensively. Just a 2-point game for Virginia Tech. Shepherd giving you a jab step before knocking in that three. And then Traylor getting downhill and kissing it off the glass for 2. Have the ball, put it up. There's always a way.
We found this out firsthand yesterday, you and I talking with her. You want to embarrass her, make her face turn red, tell her she's really good at something.
That's right.
Because she's a very, very humble athlete. Way downtown, Fills. And right out of the timeout, Kirsty Fills, the standout 5'9" grad, averaging about 9 a game. She already has 6.
She was so tough-minded yesterday in practice, and just listening to the way she was talking about approaching this game and the opportunity to compete, she's ready.
Kitley with a nice soft touch from mid-range. And the All-American has the Hokies in front by 1. She has 14. And she has had an outstanding first half here in the NCAA tournament. Ganane and Kitley, now these two are great friends, 2 great stars in NCAA basketball.
And that's why it was so hard for Liz Kitley to miss that game against NC State, because of their bond from the same hometown. They all played on the same AAU team. Kayla King's dad, Tom, was their coach on their AAU team. And I want to know what their record was, because, wow, that's a great team right there.
Do you ever lose? I mean, are you ever trailing in a game?
It's a trifecta.
Florida Gulf Coast on the attack again. Fills into the lane, going up against the 6'6" center.
Another shot turned away by presence alone.
Morehouse, the senior, thought better of it as well. Shot clock down to 6 and up and in for 2. So they stayed with it. And again, to your point earlier in the game, it's not all about threes.
Not.
Cecil able to knock down a 2-pointer.
Yeah. And that's why, you know, they lull you to sleep with their exploits. But boy, you better stay awake up to that line on the backside defensively, or you're going to get crushed with 2s.
Kitley there in the baseline. No basket, fouled before the shot with 2:11 to go before halftime. And Ralph and Loretta Kitley on hand. She talked a lot about the relationship with her folks and how close she is to her dad, who coached her for so long. And now he's like, you know, I've got nothing to say.
Right.
I'm just watching and enjoying. You're being coached at a very high level. You've become a great player. A lot of fun to watch. Speaking of which, Asia Shepherd right on target.
Well, I love that. Ralph was the principal at Liz's high school, and Kayla King and her, they both won 2 state titles there in high school. But can you imagine that, having your dad as the principal at your high school?
Do you have to be perfect? Yes, you do.
But he holds her accountable on the rebounding, which is why I love that view of her working for that offensive board.
Bell giving it a look to heave and can't knock it down. Shot clock was in play there. It was down to 2. Well, this has been, as we anticipated, a fun first half. 2 really good basketball teams.
It is what we thought it would be. I mean, it feels like the momentum is for Virginia Tech, but it's a 1-point game or a 2-point game.
Phil can't hit that. And out it goes, right back over to the Hokies. And coming up at halftime, Degree in the studio with Elle, Rebecca, and Nikki. Howard against South Carolina, Creighton against Colorado. UConn will play tomorrow. Your thoughts on Connecticut getting healthy at the right time?
Well, I think you just said it. It's the right time for them all to come together. Paige Beckers before her injury was averaging just under 22 points a game. In her return, only 6 points a game, but they don't need her to be that scorer that she was. They're 3 points better with her on the court as a team.
Amor with a scoop, no. Kitley corrals it, and 2.
Great hands. Liz Kitley has great hands inside. And Kenny Brooks said she is probably the most pounded on player in there in terms of crowding her space, but somehow finding a way.
Great hands, great half, 16 points. This is away downtown, and another triple for the Eagles. And she has 8. And it's a 1-point game as we close in on a very entertaining end of the half. And a whistle with 7.7 to go off the basketball. And a foul will go against Emma List of Florida Gulf Coast, and her first.
List was snaking through with Shepard, but the freedom of movement rule was not in place there. I think there was some hand checking going on those cuts.
So about 8 seconds to get one up. Amor, here's Shepard turning and firing, and that won't drop. So that'll be the end of the first half. That was fun. And it's anybody's game as we head to halftime.
Keep your seatbelt on this roller coaster ride that this game has been. In the first half, just a 1-point game in favor of.
That has us looking up the record, by the way, for attempts in an NCAA tournament, which is 57.
They could easily get that at this pace.
Kristen Bell had a couple of quick fouls, but she has recovered. And 2 points right away for the Eagles. Won 29 games during the season and the ASUN tournament, which they won. 29-2. They did not attempt a foul shot in the first half. Virginia Tech 4 for 4. Underneath, spinning off the iron. Kitley can't get it to go. But we'll be at the line as we begin the second half. That is number 3 on Bell. We were just talking about those fouls, and now a third.
She picked up 2 very early within the first 5 minutes of the game. Came out for about a minute and a half. And Carl Semesco, the head coach at Florida Gulf Coast, put her back on the floor, and she stayed disciplined. But now with this early third foul, 30 seconds, Dave, into the second half, that's a conundrum.
And if you're just joining us, that's one of the great players in the country, the junior from Ohio, honorable mention All-America, 26 career double-doubles, 23.7 rebounds a game. And in foul trouble for Florida Gulf Coast. A highly entertaining first half here at College Park. List on the move and kicks it out for Phils. Really got going with her 3-pointers. Morehouse slamming on the brakes. List cuts loose. That won't drop.
But you can tell with their spacing what shots they want out of their offense. So no disappointment. You got to have amnesia because that shot was what they wanted to take.
Trailer and short with that, but draws the foul on the floor. A 1,000-point scorer, Purdue transfer. 8:48 to go here in the third. That'll go against Kendall Spray, number 1 on the guard. Non-shooting foul. And batted away, intended for Kitley.
A great read defensively by Florida Gulf Coast. You can tell they've watched film. They know this action is coming to Kitley on the weak side on that flat line. Hand in the passing lane.
Your honest opinion, does Florida Gulf Coast look like a 12 seed to you?
N-O. Not at all.
Whistle and a foul here. 8:43 left in the quarter. And it will go the other way. And that big question mark as Kitley picks up the foul. About that 12 seed. Well, Charlie has him as an 8. They're ranked number 23 in America.
Right.
Quick strike underneath. They get it down low for Phils and 2.
And I was going to say, and look at that play to go along with all what we were just saying about them being more talented than what a 12 seed you would think would look like. And with Charlie Cream having them at an 8, that has a lot of weight to it as well.
Considerably higher. Baines turns to fire and knocks it down.
Lefty stroke from the high post there.
Well, 4 ties, 14 lead changes in this one, and that continues. Way downtown is Phil's. She's found her range.
It's an entire vibe. Their band, their bench, their cheerleaders, their fans that they have here.
I'm glad you brought up the band, Christy, because they've got a marvelous band. In fact, both schools do. There's sort of been a band battle back and forth here at College Park today. Very, very fun.
I saw your shoulder leaning a little bit to that Florida Gulf Coast
just
when they were
ever
playing
so
Michael
slightly.
Jackson
Yeah, little Bill. That's me right there. 7:40 left in the quarter, and a 2-point game. Foul number 2 on Phil's. And the Hokies to check it in. Kitley will turn and knocks it down. So good with that shot. 17 points, 10 rebounds a game, but she has 20 points in this one.
She does it simply. She doesn't complicate her motions or her mechanics on her shot. Her footwork impeccable in the paint.
Bell spinning, launching. Couldn't get the roll, but she'll be at the foul. Kirsten Bell to shoot.
When you're trying so hard to take things away, you're going to be beaten back door. Just a hard cut with purpose there for Florida Gulf Coast, and the kick out. Nobody home defensively to contest it with the stick arm. Disrupting that shooting pocket area. Not there. You've got to be there for this team.
Bell rattles in the very first foul shot all day for FGCU. And she makes 1 of 2. Rebound taken away by Gregg. And here come the Hokies.
Well, Kenny Brooks, the head coach for Virginia Tech, he told us yesterday, they shoot so many threes, and I can't pull my hair out every time they get one to fall, but they come in bunches, so they have to do their due diligence with ball pressure first, so they're not getting the clean passes to those shots, but they also have to get tighter on those three-point attempts by the Eagles.
Namor with the shot clock winding down, kind of forced that one though, still had about 5 seconds. On the cut, and up and in for Spray. So not just outside, she can get in there too.
All 5 players are in constant movement. And Carl Smusko yesterday said, you know, when you see somebody running through an airport, you pay attention to that person, right? So that could be a decoy, but that next cut is going to be the one that kills you.
We've seen you and I late for a couple flights, I think.
Running in the airport is no good, especially for my right knee. Is not a good thing.
Kitley with a miss. You're lucky it's just the knee, Christy. Bell, nice move, went to that right hand and banked it in.
Ooh, she is so tough. And don't let her see that ball drop through the net. Do you hear me? She had 32 points in a win over LSU earlier this season. She can go completely off.
The knee looks fine. Kitley with a turn. No. And Bell with a rebound. Something she can do as well. 7 rebounds a game. This is the largest lead for the Eagles. Cecil blowing right by, but cannot finish it.
She just didn't square up. It was a great decision, but you got to square your shoulders to the backboard and put it up and put your wrist toward the glass and finish.
Now Florida Gulf Coast with a surge here, looking for their 30th win of the season. Hokies at 23-9, went 13-5 in the ACC, and three-pointer won't drop. It comes right to Kitley. Up she goes, and that will not go down.
It's like she lost her step there inside and maybe lost possession as well, which is why it wasn't whistled to travel there.
Bell upset the screen. Morehouse right by everybody for 2. Boy, she's been a big factor in this game. Huge factor. And a timeout, Kenny Brooks and the Hokies.
Kirsten Bell.
Everyone's got a smile. Everyone's delighted, and they are so happy to have the Final Four coming their way. Florida Gulf Coast 5 for 6 in the paint in the third. So, as you said, switching things up.
Absolutely. In the first half, Virginia Tech had a 20-12 advantage in paint points. In the second half, it's a 10-2 advantage for Florida Gulf Coast there.
Tiaja Gregg connects from three-point land. So that snaps an 8-0 run by the Eagles, who have not turned the ball over once, but one time. None in the second half. One time in the game, and that's going to be an offensive foul. As Morehouse went plowing in there. 53-49 our score with 4:19 left here in the third at College Park. Well, last Saturday, the number 7 seed Virginia Tech men's basketball team, a scintillating run to the ACC tournament title. Coach K unhappy about that result, but Hunter Couture was amazing. Best game of his career at 31, 7 out of 9 from three-point land. What a run that was for them. The NCAA Men's Basketball Championship. First round continues tonight on CBS, TBS, TNT, and True TV. More information on the tournament and game times and listings, go to NCAA.com. The best time of the year.
Oh, my goodness.
Bar none.
Oh, yes. I love it.
Chloe Brooks there. She and Hunter, they're dating. They're an item.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's some tea. I have coffee here, but that's tea for us for right now. Wow.
Not usually my line, but, you know, I'll hop in if I have a good piece of information. A couple of great kids.
Cute.
Kitley on the turn. And no. And she has cooled off a little bit, having a great game nonetheless with 20 points. And that's going to be a blocking foul, 3:52 to go in the quarter.
You can tell the pace for Florida Gulf Coast right now is to their liking. They want to push tempo. Full court bounce passes in transition is what it's about. And Kenny Brooks said, hey, we have to be back and established and ready to defend. And that time whistled for that block.
Amore her first. Bell tiptoeing the line, got it free. Kirsten Bell, she's starting to heat up. Yes, indeed she is. That's a three.
Ooh-wee. Oh, here she comes. Kirsten Bell is not playing games in this NCAA tournament. She thrives in big moments. She wants it.
And suddenly has 12. 56-49 over the top. Kitley and draws a foul. Kitley back to the line where she makes 73% back to the Bell triple.
Kirsten Bell right here. She's going to measure you up, give you a little jab fake to get some space to release that shot. Team screaming at her, keep going. Kirsten Bell told us, hey, this is a tightly knit team. Like, they know that they're a mid-major team and they thrive in moments like this when they can be on the national stage, when they can prove themselves. And right now, they're doing a great job of that.
And maybe they don't wear that chip 24/7,
right,
but it's there.
It's there.
Of being a 12 seed with all that they have done. And you can tell it is driving them. It's a motivating factor.
They have something to prove. Every possession. It's not just about the game or whatever. It's about every single possession. You can tell they want to prove something.
Bell on the move off the window, no. Greg with the rebound, and the Hokies trying to cut into a 6-point deficit. Trailer up high. Kitley calling for it. Back out for King. Front rimmed it. She's a very good three-point shooter, 40%.
No double team came for Kitley. I thought she was going to go baseline.
Another blocking foul. And once again, it was Amore hitting the deck. You know, Florida Gulf Coast, they don't sweat the big names. They certainly don't. They didn't against LSU early in the year, beat them 88-74. And then in a great game in double overtime against Michigan State in December.
Well, that was Kim Mulkey's first game to coach at LSU this season. And Kirsten Bell said, hey, if we can beat LSU, we can have a challenge with Michigan State as well. And it took overtime, but they got that done. And Nia Clouden for Michigan State had 50 points in that game.
Amore went down on the seat of her pants, and that's a turnover. Commanding the ball, Phils, who's had a hot hand in this one. Spray gave up the dribble.
There's that two-man game action with Bell.
Bell to the paint, swooping in. Couldn't finish it. Grabs her own miss. Wild shot there.
She was just off balance. She was looking for a foul, but you've got to make the shot first. If the foul comes, it comes, but you can't force the foul without committing to making that shot first.
NCAA tournament round 1 and a tight one here at Maryland, and a whistle. And the Terps on this floor against Delaware in the game to follow. We'll have that for you this afternoon. Kirstie Phil's just picked up her 4th foul for Florida Gulf Coast.
Another issue, and both of them are going out. Bell has the 3 fouls.
And Phil's now with 4. And Kitley to the line. 35 career double-doubles, 16 of them this season for the All-American and the ACC Player of the Year.
Well, Kenny Brooks said that she has transformed their winning culture there. And that says a lot. That speaks volumes to who she is and what she stands for.
She has 22 to lead all scorers. 5-point game.
Working well for Florida Gulf Coast, was getting to that elbow area. You can see Morehouse was going to try it. But there's Kitley in there at 6'6".
Just lost it and poked out of bounds with 4 seconds to go in the shot clock with 1:15 left in the quarter. And the Eagles to maintain possession. In for Spray. She'll cut that one loose and banked it in. Off the glass, and somehow it went.
Carlos Mesco shaking his head, and I'm saying, what in the wild world of sports is that? Oh, my.
I mean, she's a great 3-point shooter. Phenomenal, but you got to call that.
Yeah, she had some spin on that ball.
Trailer down the lane will draw the foul. Take it on a look at this one.
Only 4 seconds to shoot. She let it fly. Look at it. It doesn't even have good rotation on it. And hit the top of the glass outside of the square and dropped in. She'll take it, put it in the bag, put it in the duffel bag, and let's go.
460-plus threes for her. She's number 4 all time. The NCAA record is 497, held by Ohio State's Kelsey Mitchell. That was 4 years ago. On the day, Florida Gulf Coast is 12 for 28 from 3. That's 43%. And their magic number is 44%. That's what Carl has told them all season long. That's the number we're shooting for.
Absolutely. And they're not going to take any in the mid-range. They're going to, they want to take those threes. And you take that away, they want to get by and get downhill like Morehouse is trying to on the switch.
Cox to drive it. Off the fake, lost her balance and turned it over to Amor. Just their 3rd turnover. She'll drive it. That won't fall. Kitley beating everyone down the other end, and she will be at the line. Elizabeth Kitley to the line, 6'6" junior.
Elizabeth Kitley came barreling down the paint. And that's what you do in fast breaks. You don't just trust that that first shot's going to fall. You get down there and stick your nose in and get to the offensive board. She's done a tremendous job of getting 2nd and 3rd opportunities today for the Hokies.
She's 6 of 8 at the line, so now 7 out of 9. Emma List with her 2nd personal.
Well, everything's 50-50. It's not just the loose basketball on the ground, right? Rebounds are 50-50. Everything is 50-50. There's a chance if you go. If you don't go, you have no chance.
Emily Lytle back on, the grad out of Memphis. 24 points and counting for Kitley, who's had a terrific day. Will it be enough, though? Florida Gulf Coast with the basketball up 59-54, final seconds of the 3rd quarter.
Carlos Mesco calling out a set that he wants here at this juncture.
Morehouse on the drive, and a whistle as well, and she'll be at the line. Lightning quick. And looking for a 3-point play.
Mighty Mouse. Morehouse getting downhill off the screening action from Bell, drawing defense. Some contact there on the drive. Bench goes crazy, and you love to see it. They're playing with supreme confidence right now.
3-point play, and that will go the other way. Amor with another tumble. She's spending a lot of time on the hardwood. And that is number 4 on Bell.
She was trying to get to it, but the key to getting a steal is to get to the ball line instead of going straight to the body. You go to the ball line, you don't make contact.
So Bell has to hit the bench here just 4 seconds before the end of the third quarter. Amor to the line, drops it in. And for the second time today, we're going to say, with one of the great players in the country on the bench for Florida Gulf Coast, it's a giant story.
And that's huge. It was the best of times with Morehouse's three-point play and the worst of times with that foul.
Bills and Bell both with 4. And that is huge for the Eagles. 12 out of 28 beyond the three-point line. And able to hit some huge shots. Spray to drop that one in off the backboard. Somehow it went. And the Eagles love it. They are in front as we head to the fourth quarter.
Sit there right now coming into the fourth quarter with the lead for her team. She knows how invaluable her presence is on the court.
Kitley working on a 24-point game, swinging inside and adds to that. 62-58 at halftime. You looked at me and said, are we headed for a buzzer beater? Is that a possibility? Well, very much right now.
I think that's just what I really want to see. I don't know. I'm ready for the magical madness of March.
Morehouse on the dribble. Here's List. Got a good look. And rebounded away by Traylor. Kitley, by the way, 9 of 17. Another touch. She may get it every time down, and 2 more for her. She has hit 10 out of 18.
As she should get a touch. There's no double team coming off of her because the shooters that are surrounding her on the strong side.
Way downtown and off the iron, but it hung for a while. Spray with a attempted a three-pointer, 62-60, and it'll go the other way and be Hokies ball here. Back to Kitley's last look.
But just look at her. She's single covered down in the paint. Nobody's there to crowd her space. That's free and easy. You're 6'6", the defender's behind you. And that's all day long. Give it to her again. That's right.
Looking to tie it up. Left it short. Gathers and hits another one.
I mean, that's easy money down in the paint. 7 offensive rebounds now for Virginia Tech. 10-0 on second chance points.
Morehouse quickly putting Florida Gulf Coast back in front. She is 13, 64-62. Bell coming back on here in a moment. Kitley down low. Yes, and she'll be at the line. Elizabeth Kitley showing you what an All-American is made of.
And you can see where she got that fire in the belly. Her parents are up cheering for their baby girl right there, getting the contact. Look at mom. Way to go. Woohoo. That's right. Hands in the air. That's your baby.
She has 12 field goals, Christy, at this point. The rest of the Hokies have hit 11 as a team, and around and out. Couldn't finish the three-point play. We are tied at 64. Bell back in quickly. Left it short.
It was right on line, though. You could tell the pick and pop game is there. It's not just the pick and roll two-man action for Florida Gulf Coast when Bell is involved.
Elizabeth Kitley's career high, by the way, is 34 points. She did that against Florida State this season. And thrown away as they try to get it down low to her. Bell. Here's C. Short with the triple.
Those transition threes have just been golden all season long for the Eagles. That one just not there, but the purpose and the intention behind that was right where they want it. They just have to get shots to fall right here.
Shepard, shot clock at 9. Kitley with a look. 2 more for her. 32 points.
What a machine Elizabeth Kitley has been this afternoon.
Under 7 minutes to go. 34 points for Kitley. And a quick strike for Florida Gulf Coast, and Bell with 14.
Kirsten Bell had to hang in the air because of the long arms inside by Kitley.
Shepard. Kitley again on the spin, and a foul too. She goes to the line. And a new career high for her with 36 points.
Just keep putting the ball right back down inside. Defense playing straight behind. Bell tries to come over to contest it.
68-66 the Hokies. So 6:29 to go here in the fourth. Kirsty Phils, by the way, picked up a foul. So she is gone. That's number 5. Points, a career high. To the line here. 8 rebounds as well. And has really benefited from the 2 weeks since the ACC tournament semifinal, allowing that injury to recover to that shoulder.
No question about it. And we asked her about that after their practice yesterday. And she said, I was really having a hard time sitting there knowing that my team needed me on the bench. And she has just unleashed all of that fire and passion this afternoon.
Traylor picks up her second foul, trying to hold up Kirsten Bell, who missed 9 games herself this season, but was still named the ASUN Player of the Year for the 2nd year in a row. Morehouse, free to Phils. Phils on the baseline, and guess who played some terrific defense? Kitley with the block.
Kitley right there. She's had 9 games this season where she's had 4 or more blocks. We talk about her offensive prowess, her ability to get almost 10 rebounds a game, but she is a staunch defender, was on the ACC defensive team this season as well.
Out of the double, finds Traylor. That won't drop. Still a 2-point lead for the Hokies. Maryland and Delaware to follow on this court here on ESPNU as the tournament is underway here in the Spokane region at College Park, Maryland, with a dandy today.
Maryland is 14-1 at home. It's going to be a great game between 2 great teams.
See, got a good look. Florida Gulf Coast, tremendous with those 3-pointers. They've taken over 1,100 this season. Just incredible.
Well, they've done a good job in the second half of flipping the script and going for 2s. Their last couple have come up empty from the outside. Maybe they should go back to getting into the paint.
Kitley, not this time. 68-66. Bell, yes! Kirsten Bell. Oh, we mentioned the 3-pointers, and she has 17 points.
Or not. Keep letting it fly. Shoot the 3s, ladies. You let them go.
1-point game. Shepard launches. No, that didn't touch anything. And it's going to be turned over back to Florida Gulf Coast. They lead 69-68.
Oh, look at this view. Kirsten Bell stopping on a dime, got her feet set, flicked the wrist, and got that triple to go over Kitley from the outside.
Maryland waiting in the wings to take their floor. They always draw good crowds here. What a great tradition of basketball for Maryland. And 13 seed Delaware looking for a major upset. 17 lead changes in this one. Bell short on that one. 9 times the game has been tied. Now the Hokies looking to retake the lead. Coming up on 4 minutes left and picked up by Bell. And the star for Florida Gulf Coast flips it up and a blocking foul. And she will be at the line.
Well, Kirsten Bell is from Ohio. She transferred from Ohio State. But during her time in high school, she was a 3-time Ohio Miss Basketball in 2017 through 19. And so was LeBron James. LeBron James came to see Kirsten Bell play in high school, and she just dropped a casual 38 points, had 9 rebounds, 5 assists, something slight like that.
Ho-hum.
But I mean, we asked her yesterday, does she still keep in touch with LeBron? And she said, No, not since that time, but I will soon because she's anticipating a run to the WNBA after the NCAA tournament, of course.
Yes, indeed. She's declared for the draft. In fact, that was the day she got hurt when she injured that knee.
Yes.
She has 19 points. 71-68. The Eagles with the lead. Kitley fires. She drops in 2 more. 38 points. That is a Virginia Tech school record.
She has just been spectacular this afternoon.
A 3 on the way and drilled home by Emma List. Florida Gulf Coast up by 4. 3:19 to go and a foul against the Eagles. And that'll be on C.
A Naismith Women's College Basketball Player of the Year semifinalist, Elizabeth Kitley, right there. Just a reverse pivot into a sweet, soft touch on that jumper. And then the drive-in kick. That is what Florida Gulf Coast has been able to do so incredibly well here this afternoon with 4-point lead, 3 minutes. I love it.
They've made 14 out of 36 beyond the arc.
Oh, yeah.
Kitley again wants it. Amor to the baseline. Shot clock at 6. Here's Gregg to fire. Hits it. And a timeout. 2-point game, exactly 3 minutes to go. And down the stretch we come in a terrific game.
This has been a back and forth affair, especially in the last couple of minutes here. It's this chess, not checkers. And you love to see it in March. Back and forth we go. Can't get it into Kitley. Rising, firing, and knocking it in. For the Hokies, it was Gregg.
So Virginia Tech fourth quarter. Kitley, just amazing. 14 points. Rest of the team, a total of 2. She has 38 points in the game on 15 of 25 shooting, 8 out of 12 at the foul line. But right now, it has not been enough. They are down by 2. And Florida Gulf Coast has the ball. Bell can't hit the triple.
They were counting on the switching defenses there. Bell had Kitley on her once again on that switch to the outside. Just didn't have the legs under that shot.
A whistle here with exactly 2.5 minutes to play. And Kitley right in the heart of the Hokies attack. Cecil picks up the personal foul. Amor will back it away. Traylor trying to drive it and lost her footing, got up and somehow kept the basketball. Gregg leaning in. Yes, she's hit a couple of big shots here.
Her mom Shannon played at West Virginia, and they must have been out on the driveway getting some shots because that one was tough in traffic.
She has 7, 74 apiece. Morehouse back for Bell. Bell to the paint and around and out. Boy, it was in the cylinder.
Thought she was going to come back baseline. I think she thought someone was there to meet her, and no one was there.
Here's Shepard. Shot clock at 10. Too strong. Rebounded away by Florida Gulf Coast and Kendall Spray. And they will take their time here.
Composed. Carl Smesco calling out in action. See if they execute it.
Bell to the lane again. Yes! She puts the Eagles in front and 21 points for Kirsten Bell.
Lord have mercy. That was a tough move at a critical time.
Under a minute. Over the top, Kitley. Kitley, no this time. She hasn't missed many. Under 45 seconds to go. Florida Gulf Coast on top, 76-74, and they take a timeout. 38 seconds left.
If the little hairs on the back of your neck aren't standing up like mine, then what are you doing watching basketball in March? This is insanely good. Kirsten Bell in critical foul trouble with 4. Just gets downhill and does the dance right here. Turns and gets into the painted area and kisses it off the backboard. That's a big time move.
Great players play great, don't they?
She wants the ball, and that's the key. Make or miss, she wants the ball.
So here's our reset. Both sides with 2 timeouts remaining. Florida Gulf Coast has the all-important possession arrow. And the Hokies with 2 fouls to give. 2-point game. A fitting ending to what has been a wonderful basketball game. How will it end here in round 1? Morehouse. They want Bell to touch it again. She swings it. Here comes C-shot. Got it! A giant three-pointer from a team that relies on the 3 like nobody's business. 79-74 with 26 seconds to go. That's their 16 made 3.
Oh my! Oh my! Florida Gulf Coast, the Eagles, they spread you out and they knock in 3s. That is the game plan. And they are executing to perfection. It's March, and they know it. Chest bump. The vibe is high for the Eagles. Florida Gulf Coast University. Dave, man, listen. I knew this was going to be a great battle. Both teams love the 3s. But wow, Virginia Tech right now, they've got to come up with a quick score. And I would say something to the basket and then try to get it back.
Well, the Eagles with the haymaker on top, 79-74. Over the top, it's Kitley. Trying to answer on the back down. Got it to go with 22 seconds left. 79-76. Morehouse getting free across midcourt and draws the foul. 40 points for Elizabeth Kitley. But for Kenny Brooks, thus far it has not been enough. 18.6 left.
Well, we knew it had to be a quick score situation for Virginia Tech. And then with Kitley and her ability to score efficiently well today, you knew it was going to hurt.
I mentioned they had a couple of fouls to give. 40 points, that's a school record, 16 of 27. Kirsten Bell, 21 points. They have both had huge games. And another foul. 79-76. Trying to force them to the line. Got it in for Spray, and she gets fouled by Asia Shepard, and now she's off to shoot with 16 seconds to go. And Spray, by the way, is 77% foul shooter. She has scored almost 2,000 career points.
She was pumping up the crowd after that last triple as well. She's got the spirit.
You have not had to pump up that band. They've been on fire since an hour before the game.
Absolutely.
For Florida Gulf Coast.
We love it.
Looking to make it 81-76. Very cool at that line. Florida Gulf Coast, I think, underrated by everybody who has not seen them play. You see them play in 5 minutes, you realize that 12 seed, I'm sorry.
Also underrated by
and if
everybody.
You're just joining us, their three-pointers, as you knew they would, they have been a huge factor.
They have been a major factor, especially down the stretch. At the beginning of the second half, they went into the painted area and got some shots, but they've gone back to what has gotten them here, and that has been their proficiency, even off the glass like that, from range. And it is a critical juncture here If they get a quick stop, and do you foul here? I mean, they'll put them on the line and get it back, and then to extend the game.
Would you?
Yes, I would do it. Yep, one to give, you get the ball back. They're going to foul you. Make your free throws. And that shows more trust in your team as well. I trust that they're going to go right there and make their free throws just like she did on the last one.
Well, an incredibly competitive, vastly entertaining first-round game here in College Park, Maryland. I think some of the fans who were gathering to see Maryland and Delaware, they really got wrapped up in this game over the last 4 or 5 minutes. How could you not? Hokies to check it in. Gitley knocked away. She wins it back. There is a whistle, a late foul with 14.4.
But it looked like it. I'm looking at Carl Semesco, and he's looking like he didn't want that foul, which I understand.
And it'll be Gitley to the line. A 40-point game for the ACC Player of the Year. 8 out of 12 at the line. And the Hokies fans very, very nervous. Gitley's mom and dad. And another one coming for the 6'6" junior.
Look at Mom. Mom is struggling.
A 4-point game. And the officials right now at the monitor with 14.4 to go. Yeah, not sure what they're looking at the moment. Maybe a clock issue. Maybe to reset time, not sure. 14.4. And so it will be Elizabeth Gitley at the line for number 2. Trying to make it a 3-point contest. And got the pair. And a quick foul. 42 points for Gitley. 81-78. Florida Gulf Coast, the 12 seed, trying to knock off the 5 seed. And less than 14 seconds away from doing that.
And it helps that Spray was already just at the line and made both of her free throws. Let's see if she can do it again.
Florida Gulf Coast, her 3rd stop, also Clemson and UT Martin. And really cool at that line.
It's just cash. Her wrist is so quick.
Florida Gulf Coast, their last win in the tournament was 2018 when they beat Missouri 80-70. Quickly, here comes Traylor. And knocked out with 9.4 seconds to go. 83-78. Florida Gulf Coast moments away from a victory here in round 1. And the officials will head to the monitor here.
The ruling on the court is white ball. The play's under review.
So in the last 2 minutes, going to that monitor.
You could see all the coaches from Florida Gulf Coast were up, winding that finger around saying, take a look. One possession can make a huge difference, obviously, here. Take a look. I think it stays with Virginia Tech. Will this view? Well, you know what? That's why they're going to.
Yes.
That's why they're doing that. And we're
always
here.
when you get that second look, you think you're absolutely sure. No, wait a minute.
No. Let's see. Like C hit it initially, but then did it hit Greg after that?
After review, the ruling on the court stands. The game clock is reset to 9.8.
So back to 9.8 on the clock. And the Hokies to check it in. Down by 5. Quickly, Shepard launches up there. That didn't touch anything. caught by Bell. She's fouled with 5.6 seconds. And the Eagles flying high here in round one as Bell will go to shoot.
How about Carl Semesco? 609 victories, surpassed 600 earlier this season.
Bell 71% at that line. And number 2 makes that. 22 points for Kirsten Bell. Had foul trouble early. Amor launching that one and drops in a 3. And that is going to do it. 84-81 the final. Florida Gulf Coast, the 12 seed, knocks off the number 5 Virginia Tech despite an amazing performance by Elizabeth Kidley, who wound up with 42 points. That is a school record. But in the end, the Eagles were soaring with their 3-pointers, and they win it 84-81. Outstanding victory.